It would be easy enough to just copy our most anticipated games from 2023 and call it a day. Games like Hollow Knight Silksong were supposed to be out by June 2023, Crowsworn had a tentative December 2023 release date, Slug Tactics said see you in 2023 and proceeded to be silent since August of 2022, and then Replaced and the Plucky Squire were long shots to begin with. There were so many great games released in 2023 that it was hard to keep up at times, and the good news is that there will be even more amazing games to look forward to in 2024. Here are our new most anticipated indie games of 2024. Hyperlite Breaker. One of my favorite indie studios is Heart Machine. Their debut title, Hyperlite Drifter in 2016, resonated with me very strongly. It was loaded with excellent pixel graphics, tight gameplay, killer soundtrack, and most of all, an emotional story that was clearly very representative of the founders' experience with heart problems. Their follow-up Solar Ash didn't land quite the same way with critics and fans of Hyperlite Drifter. Solar Ash was a big departure and risk for the studio that definitely stepped outside of their comfort zone, and while it might not have blown people away like it did with Hyperlite Drifter, it clearly helped them test their boundaries as developers. Heart Machine is now ready to dive back into the Hyperlite universe with a game that looks to take the best parts of Solar Ash and smash them together with the best parts of Hyperlite Drifter, and a new third-person action-adventure game that features roguelite elements, a blend of handcrafted and procedurally generated worlds that will also be available in solo or co-op. Hyperlite Breaker gives hints of Returnal but with a huge Heart Machine flair. Mandora. Many have tried to combine the Metroidvania genre with the Souls-like genre, but usually, most end up putting the Metroidvania aspect first. Mandragora looks to be focusing first on the demanding combat, strong atmosphere, and RPG elements. The classic Metroidvania elements are here, obviously, including the wall climb, grapple hook, and ground strike, but there also appears to be an engaging plot with devastating choices written by Brian Mitsoda, head writer of Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines. In the words of the developers, they were inspired by the exploration from the original Castlevania games, the combat from Dark Souls, the emotional storytelling from Witcher 3, and the visuals from Ori. The world looks harsh, combat seems calculated, the bosses look epic, the upgrade trees seem daunting, and then you also have a crafting system for weapons, armor, and trinkets. Judging from the trailers and the demos, it would look like they nailed what they were trying to achieve. There was a tentative release date of 2023, but at Gamescom they pushed back into 2024. Mandragora crushed their Kickstarter goals to help aid in development, grew from a handful of people to over a few dozen now, and everything looks to be on track for a solid early 2024 release date. Hades 2. It would be an understatement to say that Hades didn't mark a huge evolution for the rogue genre. Supergiant did something unique and made the story the main catalyst for doing another run. Its effect was immediately felt throughout the gaming industry. Hades 2 is the first sequel from the studio who have been delivering new IP since their debut title Bastion in 2011, which was followed by Transistor, Pyre, and then Hades. This time around, you play as the sister of Zagreus, a mortal princess of the underworld, Melano, who is based on another ancient deity who was thought to have been related to Hades. During the development of the first game, Supergiant found that the lack of information about Melano created a great opportunity to make a return to the series. Based on the trailer, your purpose is to find and defeat Kronos, the Greek god of time. More Hades is a great thing, but it's safe to assume that Supergiant will improve on almost every aspect from the original. Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus. Looking at the trailers, you could make the reductive assumption that this is just another Hollow Knight clone, but appears to be much more than that if you look just a little bit deeper. Bow is a 2.5D action platformer inspired by Japanese folklore. Even though Bow is also hand-drawn, it features a completely different art style, and it's stated that their inspirations are also from many other games including Okami, Celeste, and even Paper Mario. Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus was picked up by Humble Games to help with the publishing duties. Not only will that help with the budget and allowing the team to make more time to make the best game possible, it also puts it in front of a lot more people. As of now, Bow is scheduled to be released in early 2024. Earthblade. When I first saw Earthblade, I wasn't as blown away as I was hoping to be when the first footage was finally shown from the makers of Celeste. Extremely okay games have created very high expectations due to their first game being a massive success. Celeste was one of the best games of 2018. It was an extremely challenging platform with gorgeous pixel art, a mesmerizing soundtrack, and the most important thing was that it featured a story that was centered around mental health, which seems even more relevant today than it was back in 2018. The challenge of the game parallels the same challenges that are associated with managing mental health. Sometimes it can feel like climbing a mountain. Even though I wasn't enthralled by the reveal of Earthblade, the studio easily gets the benefit of the doubt after Celeste. It also doesn't hurt that this time around, Extremely OK Games is moving into the Metroidvania genre. When you combine the genre change, the quality of their last game, and the story that will likely be the focus of Earthblade, it easily gets a spot on the list.